Phil, I think we need to start just doing a little whisper talk.
We're coming live.
And by live, we mean pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded a week early.
So as you stay and just gaze into the cut daisies and unicorns logo,
Stare into the unicorn's eyes. The unicorn's corn. The
All right.
Unihorn on the unicorn.
Give it to us, Phil.
Welcome to Cut Daisies and Unicorns, and this is a Trailer Friday. So we're grateful that you've come on by, that you've stopped by to be able to watch us or hear us, listen to us, and to spend a few moments just checking out the things that we're going to get to on Sunday. So Steve, you want to give all the people out there who are paying attention to this right now, who are not distracted, a piece of what we're going to be talking about on Sunday?
I do, but I have a question.
Yeah.
So if I want to move my body, does that make it dancing?
I think that there's a rhythm and flow, which is also a movie, but right? So the rhythm makes your body want to move, I guess. Sometimes it's just if you're, like a head bounce. Sometimes it's with your arms that you're creating movement. I don't know. So you could definitely say it's a form of dancing, even if it's just a part. Like your head bobbing, is that dancing?
Yeah, because, everybody's aware that I'm not really thinking about dancing, so.
Right. Because you've already made that promise.
I have. But it was so chill. That's what I'm gonna promote this as Trailer Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Chillin' on Trailer Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, we've got a really, really good episode. I know that, the last time, or 2 times ago, season 3, episode 2, we were like, oh man, this is like one of the best. And I would say that for some people, this next episode, they would consider better. Me personally, I really, really enjoyed episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a great conversation, and we're going to be talking about distractions. We're going to be talking about multitasking, and we're going to be talking about what does it mean to be awakened or getting ready for an awakening in your present moment, each moment as it goes by. And so these are really, it ends up being, and I hijacked Phil. He didn't know it was coming, but we put it out there.
Right.
And so, yeah, so that's what's coming up.
Yeah, I believe it. I really liked the conversation that we had. Yeah, it's hard to tell, for me, like which episode or which part was, the best for me. But I really always enjoy the moment that we had, as we talk about it even now, being able to look back and think, there's moments to learn. And we even talk about the people who are not really enjoyers of learning.
We did.
And yeah, so there's some of that as well that we talk about. I'm not real, sometimes, it's like, whoa, wait a second. What are you talking about? You don't want to learn.
The anti-student
Right.
part of humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it comes down to this is a law. You're learning something.
Yeah.
Whether you want to learn it or not depends on how many times you get the lesson.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I maybe started off on that like saying,
Yeah.
Like, as you say, well, what about the people? Like, well, shame on them, right? Like,
He went to dad voice real quick.
right,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was hilarious.
right. So that's when looking at it, I mean, and you just captured it right there. The reason why I'm saying it, because we're always going to be, something's going to try to teach us something. When do you want to learn it?
I'm going to write this down because this is happening. So you get the prequel, or we're talking about the trailer. You get the part that's telling you, hey, this is what's coming up. By the way, we have a mystical way to tell what is going to be in your future in our trailer, because what is going on is we've already recorded the episode.
Right.
And so the trailer is really nothing mystical at all. We're
Yeah.
just recapping and doing that. But how funny is it that we come down and we boil it down? There's a new law we discovered. We're relearning what we already know.
Which came out on Sunday in the
Yeah.
live show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that is the law of the learner is you will be learning, the law of the student is you will be learning something. The question is, how many times do you have to learn the lesson before you're able to move on to the next lesson?
Right. And if you're always anti-learning, then chances are that same lesson is going to be taught to you over and over and over again, and you could find yourself in a miserable place.
Irritated.
Right.
Irritated. I'm pretty sure that that's what happens. When I say that I'm irritated, I'm probably in the middle of having to relearn something that I've already learned, but it's in the multipleth. I just made that up. The multipleth time.
Right. Multiple. What's multipleth? I don't even know. I don't know what to say about multipleth.
You don't even know if you can say it.
Right. Right.
No, really, Phil. Can you say multipleth?
I don't know if about 100 times, but multipleth.
Multipleth.
Yeah, you try to say it at home there while you're
Multipleth.
listening.
Multipleth. 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 How many times are the multipleth times? Well, I'm telling you what. Right now, it's a lot. Yeah, and it may have to be, and this could be one of the things about the law of the student we should go down and we should be able to talk about. Not only will you have to learn lessons, and depending on how stubborn you are, could depend on how many times you have to learn the lesson. That's
Right.
what makes me an expert on saying multipleth.
Multipleth.
It kind of has a labyrinth
Right.
feeling.
Yeah. So you're saying you've gone through that before,
Oh.
and that's the reason why you're
A multipleth
a
times.
multipleth of times, so
Yeah.
that you're saying out there, hey, learn to become a learner faster.
Well, this is one of the things that we talk about is efficiencies. And if you want to be able to accomplish something, you have to learn efficiencies.
Right.
One of the parts, I don't know if we said this so synchronistically.
There's another. And that's actually a word, I think.
Yeah,
so the other
but
one,
I wasn't
maybe not.
speaking it very well.
Right.
But it just seems like we're going to be learning lessons and how it all comes together. My word.
Yeah. Wow.
But if we are going to learn efficiencies,
Yeah.
we have to learn what we can eliminate. It's the cloudedness. It's the chaosness.
Right.
Although I will say that I am endeared to chaos in such a way that I set up like little monuments of chaos just to bring me comfort.
So you would be an inviter of chaos.
Oh, I don't
on.
want to summon chaos.
Oh, okay.
I do not want to summon chaos.
all right, good.
But when there is chaos, I have at least convinced myself that in that You know what? Maybe this is really the way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I've had to live in chaos so much that I've become acclimated to chaos, and I am relearning life in a way to not have to create my own chaos to feel comfort,
Yeah.
but to be able to be at peace within the peace that elimination has allowed for me to learn through lessons.
Yep.
Namaste.
Namaste.
That will make you laugh twice, not just on the trailer, but wait till you see the episode on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that there's some good parts, because there's parts that I wish, that I would have probably listened to earlier. I mean, about both distraction, multitasking, I mean, a whole list of the stuff that we go through. I wish that I would have learned it earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it would have been much more helpful, for me
Yeah.
younger. I mean, which I'm glad I learn it now.
Yeah.
And definitely practicing some of those things current, but I wish it would have happened earlier too.
So we bring up the word awakening.
Mm-hmm.
We do bring up the word enlightenment and parse out some more definition of how we're using the word, because we do know that English is a really flat language. There's other languages that have multiple words for one word that we would use, but based on context and inflection would give a meaning to a word, right?
Right.
And so we talk about awakening and we talk about enlightenment, and I just would say that would be another reason to be able to watch the episode on Sunday. And in that, what you're going to find is we're really saying this episode is a transformational episode. For some people, transformation feels better than, as far as a word, in their practice and in their belief system.
Sure.
Transformation feels better than enlightenment or awakening. You're like, are you saying I'm asleep? Oh.
Yes.
Let me get this real close. Yes. Wake up, slumbering generations of humanity. We are saying it's time for an awakening.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's a great opportunity to go back to the Great Awakenings.
Talk to me about it, Goose.
Yeah, because when you're looking at the past, I mean, and they called them those because of spiritual awakenings, but
Right.
I think that there's all kinds. I mean, we can talk about a spiritual awakening as well, but
Yeah.
but there also needs to be some humanity awakening, and we talk a lot about that because there are plenty of things that get in the way of us interacting with humanity.
Yeah.
And why is it that we've held back so much on engaging is because we're oftentimes taught something opposite.
I think that the lessons of origin do influence us in regards to how we approach and how we think and what's going on. I just think, much like Father Richard Rohr would say, that humanity is on a precipice. I mean, we're in a journey that is shifting. And the shift is not necessarily a bad one.
Right.
There's a lot of people apocalyptically. I'm using all the big words on the trailer. Apocalyptically speaking would be like, well, there's a thing of falling apart and it's, degrading, and that's one way to look at it. There's another way of saying, hey, that as in motion. You know what I'm glad of?
What's that?
I'm glad that we don't nationally practice outwardly lawful putting humans into slavery today. I mean, I know
outrightly.
I know that slavery occurs, human slavery. I'm very well aware,
Right.
but I'm glad that it's not okay.
Yeah.
From you know that I'm saying there was a shift, there was a change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad women can vote.
Me too.
There was a shift, there was a change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad that when they found the oil fields that somebody figured out how to make a combustible engine and that I have a car
Mm-hmm.
and that I'm not riding a horse right now. There's a shift, there's a change.
Mm-hmm.
I may not be the gladdest person about all the technology that can be in my pocket, and it's my phone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shift. There's a change.
Right.
Now, where that technology came from, if you think it's humanity, good on you.
Right. But could also be alien technology.
Yeah.
But I mean, understanding, like, who would benefit from everyone being distracted? Aliens.
Mm.
Especially aliens who are not just out to learn, but to
Yeah.
dominate.
Yeah.
So, just throwing that
And
in there, too.
I think there's a campground of Bigfoot. Hanging out, and they're like, thank God they got their phones.
Right. Glad they're distracted now.
And then the little Bigfoot is looking at mom and dad Bigfoot and says, yeah, but what if they use their phone and they actually get good video image of us? And then Pop's Bigfoot turns to little Bigfoot and says, oh, don't worry about it. Till they see us 4 or 5 times, they'll never be able to get the camera going.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be too terrified.
Or Pop's Bigfoot says to little Bigfoot, oh, it's okay because King Kong is in Middle Earth, and whenever those cameras come out, he just rattles the cage a little bit, and it creates an electrostatic charge that submits right directly to the camera, and the video footage is totally not
out.
usable.
Oh, man. Wow, look at all these things. Just the creativity that flows.
Irony,
Irony.
sarcasm,
Uh-huh.
the lowest forms of comedy.
The lowest forms of comedy.
How low can you go?
Mhm.
Yeah, so, hey, we're really looking forward to you guys being able to experience our next episode. And as we are considering all the great things that can occur, just know that it's your participation that we long for. We long for.
Mhm.
And that's why we like doing the live events.
Right.
I am glad we do the live events once a quarter.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's an undertaking.
it is.
But
There's some
well
setup.
worth the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see by the background, we're just carrying over the theme. We thought, why not shoot in the comfort and delightfulness of the listening studio at Tabor?
Right.
And yeah, so that's what I'm going with today. You got anything else you want to send people out? It's Friday.
It is Friday.
Right now, I'm in Iowa at Hinterland listening to camp.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to know where to find me.
Right.
If you know me, shoot me a text and say hello.
Go find Steve.
The beard will be walking in the midst. Or you could be like, I found the Wookiee camp. There it is. He's wearing a Vinyl Cup Records t-shirt. Yeah, I'll have this one on.
Right. One thing, we have new artwork, and we'll be displaying it at the Cut Daisies studio, but here's the new artwork. You want to switch cameras?
Oh, switching cameras.
Switching cameras.
I'm
there you
switching
go.
cameras.
Switch it over.
I can't
so that
switch cameras and play music all at the same time.
So when you're looking at the the new artwork. We've got cut daisies and unicorns. A unicorn is prominent, and it says, "Love your biggest fan." So we either have a stalker, or it's somebody we know.
She's been stalking you for years. That lady.
She has.
Yeah.
So somebody listened out there and continued to say, you know what? We
Nice.
should put some new artwork on the wall. So
Well,
we are still asking the listener, submit some artwork. Let's display it.
Where's all the artwork? Come on, you guys.
Come on.
This techno beat, I have it labeled techno offbeat.
Yeah.
It's to upset your Arcadium rhythm.
Mm.
If you listen to it, it's like stuttering.
Yeah, it does feel like a stutter.
It's so the opposite of how we brought in our flow for the Chill
Right.
Friday trailer.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because we want to send people out with a stutter.
Well, we're just messing with you.
Stutter in your step.
Ain't nothing like a little stutter in your step.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So until then, make sure you're continuing to engage. If you haven't caught up with some of the season 3 stuff, continue to go back. It's okay. It's going to be there. But if you haven't listened to it, start engaging with it. Write things down. Ask some questions. Give us your thoughts. cutdaisiesandunicorns@gmail.com will be the place for you to submit that. Or you can go to our YouTube and Facebook pages and also engage us there as well. So make sure you do that.
Stories.
Stories.
We're also looking for stories. Your story. Take an hour. I know that's a lot of time. Take 15 minutes, 4 days in a row. I know that feels like a lot of time.
Right.
Take 5 minutes, 60 days in a row. No,
Sure.
that's 3 hours. No, hold it.
I'm not good at
300 minutes. We're just saying, take some time and write down a story about what happened in your life sometime, and we'd love to read it on
would.
Cut Daisies and Unicorns. That actually, the techno offbeat was not the one that I was hoping to be able to do.
Yeah.
I was really looking for this one.
Boom.
I like
right.
this.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a good
your
jam.
stories, we want to be able to get your stories. And the other thing that we want to do is we want to be able to hear more about your catalytic moments. We're going to keep talking about this stuff. It's a major theme
It is.
in season 3. Major theme.
Right.
And all the other themes will manifest themselves as they seem necessary based on the lessons that we need to learn. See what I did there?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good.
I'm going to add manifest to my words. You know what? Then we're going to be able to come up with a season 3 bingo card.
Right.
And then people can be able to play that as
Maybe
we
a
go.
drinking game at night.
Well, if that's your thing, if you need a game, use it.
Right.
No game necessary here.
No game necessary.
All right.
All right, everybody. Take care.